So unfortunately, guys, I can't go in. I mean, I could jump this, but I don't want to break any rules, get arrested and shit. But anyways, so this is the temple right here. Not sure if you can see. This is the kappa-dera temple that they did for them. So let me, since I'm pretty close by, I'll just say the story right here. Since I'm pretty much on the street, I'll most likely just say it through while I'm walking and talking through the neighborhood. So in Japanese folklore, kappa are bipedal, turtle-like aquatic goblins who sometimes grab unsuspecting humans, often children, as they walk over bridges or through swamps, pulling them down into the muck to drown them. The fishy smelling kappas, I'll go this way. Smelling kappas, where'd you go? Oh, the fishy smelling kappa's most distinct feature and is the bowl-like dent on the top of its head, which it most keeps filled with water to stay alive. The Tokyo neighborhood of where I was just at, kappabashi, literally means Kappa's bridge, was supposedly so plagued by this creature that its inhabitants built a small kappa temple to appease them, which was the place where I was just at. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get to go see it, but I'm sure only through certain hours it's open, so I'll definitely do that in the future. So that temple was called Songenji or kappa-dera. Stands today, which I just showed you guys, but it was too dark to see. The altar is kept piled high with offerings of cucumbers, said to be their favorite food. And its treasure chamber contains antique scroll drawings of the goblins and even a real dried and preserved kappa arm. Visitors should keep an eye out for the numerous statues. I took a little bit of there's a few statues that I did see. I took a few pictures, but there was more murals. So I'll definitely post this on this video. That stand outside local shops. Some of these are cute and cuddly. However, others are decidedly creepy. I didn't see any of those. I was actually hoping to see a few, but during my walk through the neighborhood, I couldn't really see any. They were mainly cute, but probably they took those down. Alright, so anyone encountering a real kappa should remember to stay calm, as always. Whatever situation you get in, always stay calm. Because once you get nervous or they sense fear in you, they will take advantage of you in any situation. That is my friendly tip to you. So also be polite. I mean, in anything, be polite. It's not what you say, how you say it. That's the saying that I go by. Because if you say something and you're like stuttering or you're hesitating, that's, big no-no. Okay, be polite. Bowing to a kappa will oblige the kappa to bow at you back. So bow, you'll take their water off their head and they will return to the spirit world that's what I just said. Oh shoot, footsteps. Alright, so one thing that I wanted to say is all this folklore and mythology gets you thinking. Like I feel like it definitely is true. I believe in that stuff. practically the only thing that's happened to me is like paranormal wise, but when it comes to like, you know, folklores and mythology stuff like that, it's actually happened to a few of my relatives. A few stories, but when my grandfather was alive, one thing that he told when he was a young man, I'm not sure if he was a fisherman or he just went to go fishing one day, and he said he saw a mermaid, and he said that she was beautiful, like really beautiful, and you know, that's what they call them, you know, sirens. They, you know, they sing you. Oh shoot, wait, hold on, party foul. They sing to you, you know, they lure you. I'll go this way. They lure you into the ocean so they could grab you and kill you. That's somewhat thing like that happened to him. But luckily one of his friends was there, or just an acquaintance, and he made him snap out of like the calling to him, like just oof, like what happened? He's like, hey, you were going to the water, what was going on? And he was like, he didn't say anything until he spoke to, I believe it was to my grandma, and there was just like, wow, like, and he's like, oh. So that was like one of the first stories. The second story happened to one of my uncles. Back where I live, there's definitely a lot of stuff that happens, pretty crazy stuff. So he was actually with one of his buddies, and he used to like to party and stuff, and he would like to get drunk and stuff like that. But this one day, or night I should say, there's a mountain that you have to go through to go to our town. And he was coming back from the other town called Gilroy, and he was coming to where we live in Watsonville. So their car broke down, and they're like, what the heck? And then they trying to fix it with the light that they could, and out of nowhere they say they heard whistling, like some kind of like melody, melodic something, whistle. And they had him and his friends said that they got hypnotized, and they saw these little men dressed in white, and they were ugly, like really ugly. And he wanted to move, but he couldn't move. And like, so there's a disease called leprosy, right? I'm sure you guys know that disease. So that disease makes your skin just deteriorate and makes you look hideous. So what he was saying is they were probably leprechauns. I'm sure that's where they get the phrase from, leprosy. And luckily they got really lucky. A car was passing by and snapped their hallucination, or their, how can I say, their possession. And same thing happened to another relative in Mexico. Two of my cousins, they were playing out in the mountains or something. I can't really actually recall what they were doing, but same thing happened to them. They heard a whistle, and they couldn't snap out of it, and they saw these little men, and they were the same thing that my uncle said. They were ugly, like really ugly, and one of them actually got scratched. I can't remember who. I had to talk to him again, but yeah, once he told you that story, like they came back like just pale, like really pale, and same thing with my uncle. He's actually like my skin, like a very nice dark tan, but he came back pale, like he was like running low on blood or something, and like it just makes you think, like sometimes they do say these stories not because just bring you in fear so you don't go outside or something, but I mean they say these stories because perhaps once in a lifetime I feel like nowadays it's kind of harder to kind of experience that because of all like like, you know, civilization and urbanization, stuff like that. Like, it's cool, but like, I mean, back then I felt like it was more active, I can say. So, I mean, even they still get like here and there like local stories and like stuff that's happened to them, and it's quite interesting, to be honest. So hopefully like that would happen to me in a way, but not to a certain extent. But you never know, because I mean, everyone has their own feelings of what would happen when that happens. You kind of catch my drift. So I was actually going to do another kind of scary video. Well, this isn't too scary. This is just more like stories. But here in Tokyo is actually one of the most haunted areas in all of Japan. I was actually gonna go near Shibuya, but that's more down southwest. I'm kind of like more north area. But to be honest, I wouldn't mind walking down there. But by the time I walk down there, probably the stations will be up and running, so I'd have to go home. So I'll save that for another night, definitely. So there's another area there too, so I'll probably do a double clipping just like this one, just like I did it. So I'll probably keep them close, as in, so like paranormal with paranormal. If there's a part 1, part 2, this is more like historic, so part 1 and part 2, and yeah. So with that, this is the end. And maybe during the daytime, I'll show you where all the people hang out. And whenever you're watching this, have a good day, night, just as always. Hope just keep being golden, stay strong, and with that, good night from Japan.